rivers change direction across the great divide. Now I heard now calling softly and now it's calling with a question. I replied, but he's gone across the phone line. It's gone away yesterday. Now I find myself on the mountainside where the rivers change direction across the great divide.
The finest hour that I've seen is the one that comes between the edge of night and the break of day. It's when the darkness falls away. It's gone away yesterday. Now I find myself on the mountainside where the rivers change direction across the great divide. It's gone away yesterday. Now I find myself on the mountainside where the rivers change direction across the great divide.
Not a pretty song, thank you.
Hey everybody,
That's a Kate Wolf song. One of my favorites.
glad to see you all here. Thanks so much for coming out. I'm Dave Smith. This is Kathy Jenson. We are Smith and Jenson. And we're just going to do a bunch of songs for you tonight. If you all have any requests, let us know. If we know them, we'll do them. If we don't know them,
We might do them
We
anyway,
might try 'em
and,
anyway,
then,
yeah.
and then be sorry we tried them, but you know.
what key is this one in?
We're going to do this in D?
D, yeah, I think
I think
so.
that's what we
Yeah,
did
yeah,
at D, dog, because there's a dog in the song.
Yeah.
So this we need to do a sing-along. We figured get you started right off the bat.
Yeah, we got some youngins in the crowd tonight, Asher and Amelia.
All right.
Great name, Amelia. Remember that, Maria. We'll run that by Austin here in a while. My son's going to have a child here in August. We're trying to come up with names. So.
Oh yeah. So
Amelia's
they're
pretty
gonna
good.
let you name the baby, huh?
All right, here we go. Ready? All God's critters got a place in the choir. Some sing low and some sing higher. Some sing out loud on the telephone wire. Some just clap their hands.
Let's get everybody doing that, okay?
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. All God's critters. Repeat after me. All God's critters got a place in the choir.
All God's critters got a place in the choir.
Some sing low.
Sing low.
Some sing higher.
Some sing higher.
Some sing out loud on the telephone wire. Others clap their hands or paws or anything they got now. Okay, yeah, you have to do that part.
Do I sing harmony on this?
I think you do,
All right,
yeah.
all right.
Okay. 1, 2, ready, go. All God's critters got a place in the choir. Some sing low, some sing higher, some sing out loud on the telephone wire. Others clap their hands or paws or anything they got now. That's it.
Now listen to the bass, it's the one on the bottom where the bullfrogs croak and the hippopotamus groans and groans with a big to-do. The old cow just says moo.
Where the dogs and the cats gonna take up the middle when the honeybee comes and the cricket fiddles, donkey brays and the pony neighs. The old coyote howls. All God's critters got a place in the choir. Some sing low, some sing higher, some sing out loud on the telephone wire. Others clap their hands or paws or anything you got now.
Now listen to the middle with, now listen.
Top.
Listen to the top with the liver bird sing with a little buck quacks and it's on. No. Go ahead, Kevin, you do it.
Listen to the top with the little bird sing on the melody D, and a high note breaks. Hoot owl howls over everything. Jaybird disagrees.
All God's creators got a place in the choir. Some sing low, some sing higher, some sing out loud on the telephone wires. Some just clap their hands, applause, or anything they got now.
Singing in the nighttime, singing in the day, where the little ducks quacks and he's on his ways. Possum ain't got much to say. Porcupine talks to himself.
All God's creators got a place in the choir, where some sing low and some sing higher, some sing out loud on the telephone wire. Some just clap their hands, applause, or anything you got now. It's a simple song of living sung everywhere by the ox and the fox and the grizzly bear, grumpy alligator and the hawk above, sly raccoon and the turtle dove.
Okay, last time now.
All God's creators got a place in the choir, where some sing low and some sing higher, some sing out loud on the telephone wire. Some just clap their hands, applause, or anything you got now. There we go. Man.
Oh, yeah, you want to do one?
Oh, yeah, sure. Okay. Yeah, I'll do one. What would it be?
What?
Yeah, okay, I got it.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. Some of you folks maybe not seen one of these before. This is called a pick and bow or a mouth bow. It's just a stick of wood with one string on it. Old guitar string. You tighten it up a little bit. You put it up against the side of your mouth, and you can change the tone by changing the shape of your mouth. Let's see here what I'm going to do. I heard my neighbor's rooster crow early in the day. I heard his axe beyond the hill, and now I'm bound away. 'Cause some men love the city life, and some men crave the town. But I'll be bound for the lonesome woods where I can settle down. A fiddle and a bow and the firelight glow, you can hear that lonesome sound. You leave behind my trouble in mind and go the whole world round. The red squirrel leaves when the gray squirrel comes. The eagle nests alone. 100 miles from a wagon track is where I'll make my home. A fiddle and a bow and the firelight glow, you can hear that lonesome sound. Leave behind my trouble in mind and go the whole world round. I've seen the old men whittling wood, I've seen the lights of town. I'll head on back to the Arkansas woods and there I'll settle down. A fiddle and a bow and a firelight glow, you can hear that lonesome sound. Leave behind my trouble in mind and go the whole year round. A fiddle and a bow and a firelight glow, you can hear that lonesome sound. Leave behind my trouble in mind and go the whole world round. That's a song from the Dillards. The Dillards wrote that. If you ever saw Andy Griffith's show back in way back, there was a band called the Darlings. Yeah, and they were actually the Dillards from up around Springfield, Missouri, and they played at the Ozark Folk Center a few years ago, and they needed a mouth bow on that song, and I actually got to play with the Dillards at one time. My entire lifetime claim to fame, right there. Kathy?
All right. A few years ago, I decided that every good folk singer ought to have a train wreck song in their repertoire. Actually, I was down at the library, and my friend Bob was down there, and he worked on the railroad for a lot of years, and he knew a lot about the history of the railroad here. There was a railroad called the Missouri and North Arkansas, MNMA. It was also known as May Never Arrive, because when you build a train through railroad tracks through the Ozarks, and there's rock, and then there's the clay that turns to mush. Things get kind of wonky. But out there in Leslie was actually wasn't it the biggest city in the state, or it was close to it? It was like in North, yeah, in that part. They made 4,500 barrels a day, which I can't even fathom that now. I mean, you drive through there now, and it's just a little wide spot in the road. But yeah, they had barrel plants there. And initially, they were cutting down the timber to make the barrels with, and they used ox to haul the logs into the plants there. But as they got further out, they needed to build a railroad, so they built a train, a little spur that went up over the mountain.
It's called the Dinky Line.
The Dinky Line had this little engine, and anyway, I was in the library, and Bob pulled this book off the shelf, and he opened up to a certain page. He said, "Okay, read this story." So. I did, and I decided the story deserved a song. I did talk to Tommy Simmons and a few other people that confirmed this story. Let me tell you a story back in the day when virgin forests carpeted this land, when they cut the short line railroads through the rock and clay, and so began the plunder of man. Timber camps and barrel plants sprang up along the rails. Before long, whole new towns were thriving. Work was plenty for the men, tough as nails, who did the cutting, the loading, and the driving. One day a man named Wilhelm came looking for a job. Said he'd been running engines on the main line. The rail boss was glad to have another seasoned hand. Where the story was, let's see, how was that? Where the tail was tall as an old pine. There it is. So he sent a crew of 4 out on the western spur to collect the load from the far side of the mountain. With a little dinky engine and corkscrew gear, and the throttle in the hands of Mr. Wilhelm. 6 flat cars piled high with giant chugging up the hill and never slow. At the top, Breaky hollered, "Hold her right here while I climb back and club down the low." But the engine weren't the only thing with a full head of steam. That new hog drove right over the summit. The slack came out, those loaded cars slammed into the rig, and down the mountain they began to plummet. When you're too big for your britches and you think you know it all, and you got no use for anyone's advice, remember trying to outsmart the law of gravity always comes with a heavy price. A heavy price, a heavy price. That kind of bluster comes with a heavy price. Steam brake couldn't slow it, nor could sand pour on the rails. That train raced toward the town just flying. They barely missed the M&A with travelers heading north. Only Providence kept them all from dying. That rig was running hot, and their blood was running cold. Trees were flying by in a blur. Certain death was looming, just a heartbeat down the hill. So each man took to the air just like a bird. The crash down at the barrel plant was heard for miles around, but not a single mill hand died in the fray. And the reason for the outcome was Wilhelm himself, and the one thing he did right on that day. When you're barreling down the mountain on a train out of control, and you realize it's all disaster bound, whistle cord down. Tie the whistle cord down. Tie the whistle cord down. For your bell, tie the whistle cord down. Tie the whistle cord down. Tie the whistle cord down. Oh, just let it scream. Tie the whistle cord down. Okay, so there's my train song. Tongue tied on that one.
Well, what shall we do? We're supposed to do one.
What are we gonna do on piano? Wanna do that fiddle song that you're gonna do?
Sure.
Okay.
Run out of chord. Here we go.
And that was in the key of
D.
Was it?
That's that one I showed you yesterday?
The one that I wrote the chords down on.
First grader?
Don't know what they are. Okay.
Need 'em. Oh, we could play. We could do.
Picking.
That one.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Okay. All right. One of our favorites. All the kids at school have been wanting to do this one this year.
Hey, by the way, there was a terrible accident at the pellet mill outside of town this week, and 2 young men were badly burnt. So we're dedicating our show tonight, and any proceeds we make will be donated to those guys
Dig
who
into your pockets.
have families and
they're
really need some help right now. They're very badly hurt.
Yeah.
Start it out.
1, 2, 3, 4. There we go.
Thank you. That is the pig ankle rag.
Boy, speaking of pigs, it's been an exciting week on the farm. We got 21 pigs. Yeah, I have. I have no idea what we're going to do with them.
Pork over there.
Yeah, my brother called me up and said, what we could do? He said we could get take 4 of them and paint numbers on their back. You paint 1, 2, 3, and 5. We go down to the Walmart and turn them loose, and then watch security come around trying to find number 4.
That's a great idea.
That'd be fun. A little Friday night action in downtown Mountain View.
Well, I do quite a few songs from some Canadian songwriters. I'll do one from a great songwriter named James Keelahan.
Oh.
From Calgary.
He actually came here once.
He's been here a couple of times, actually, right to
Really?
Mountain View. Amazing.
Before my
Got
time, unfortunately.
him to come. Fine songwriter. He wrote, this is a great love song called I Would I Were. I would I were a robin's song, soaring from the limb, lilting light through morning bright, soaring on the wing. And if I were that robin's song, I'd soar without delay, and be the first thing that you heard when you started your day. I wish the northern lights were of a fabric apprehended, and from those earthbound moving lights, those lights could be suspended. And if those northern lights were mine, I'd hem and sew and weave, and make a cloak for you to wear, to keep you from the breeze. Oh, all of the questions, all of the wondering why. Oh, never the answer, always the wondering why. I wish my hands could touch the place that in your heart is hidden, and go to you as if some ghost that by you has been bidden. And though the world is touch and go, I cannot but believe of all the things that touch us first, love is the last to leave. Of all the things that touch us first, Thank you.
I think that's the first time I ever heard of James Keelahan was when you played that song, and I had to look him up. Oh my gosh, what a writer he is.
What you got?
Well, let's see. I was thinking since my brother came home finally, of course he's not here tonight, but I thought I'd do a song that I wrote for him, my sister. Where it is, I was the littlest of 3, and they would use me for for fun. They would think of games and things, tricks to play on me for their own entertainment. So I learned not to trust them a whole lot. But anyway, turns out I have pretty awesome siblings. You were already a family when I made the scene. A big surprise to Mom and Dad amongst the turnip greens. And it struck me only yesterday, like lightning out of the blue. For my music, health, and my sanity, I owe so much to you. So here's to when you caught you smoking out behind the barn. We'll let you try now, inhale deep, just don't you dare tell Mom. Oh, I put that cigarette to my lips and it took a great big blast. Then I turned blue, thanks to you that cigarette was my last. And here's to when you told me of how babies originate, and what it is that grown-ups do when it's dark and late. But you fooled me many times before, for this I would not fall. And who would believe such a cockamamie story after all? Here's to that old Sears guitar kept high much more encouragement does any one kid need? While you were gone, it was Mel Bay and I-N-G C-N D. Here's to each verse of American Pie, played so late at night, burned in my mind subliminally by the glow of the stereo light. I never made it to that fine art school, though I would have liked to. From you I earned my arts degree, sometimes despite you. You were the bane of my existence, so I thought in my youth. Yeah, it took me 30 years, but I finally know the truth. I had it easy, I came behind the blazers of the trail. It was you who truly did endure the trials and travails. So here's to all your courage, your heartache and your pain. I've watched you struggle and claw your way to hell and back again. Remarkable and beautiful, these people I now see. Here's to those 3 long lost souls, my brother, my sister, and me. So who would have ever known that, you know, like, I mean, my brother actually chased me around the house with an ice pick once and almost strangled me with my own drumsticks. Who would imagine that would turn? We just enjoy each other so much now. And I try to tell my kids that, and they won't hardly look at each other in a friendly way. You want to do? How about a banjo song?
Oh, sure.
Yeah, do.
These people have it too comfortable here.
Do that Long Gone one. I love that song. In fact, it was my brother gave me a Louis Armstrong CD with. This is the version I learned. I was listening to that, but then Dave came up with a whole other.
Yeah, this isn't the Louis Armstrong.
No,
version.
this is different. I think it was about the same character though.
Did you ever hear the story about Long John B? Baddest bank robber in Bowling Green. Well, they put him in the jailhouse the other day. Late last night he made his getaway. And he's long gone from old Kentucky. Long gone, ain't he lucky? And he's long gone, that's what I mean. Long gone from Bowling Green. Well, they put up a reward for to bring him back. They even put the bloodhounds on his track. Well, the doggone bloodhounds lost his scent. Now nobody knows where Long John went. And he's long gone from old Kentucky. Long gone, ain't he lucky? And he's long gone, that's what I mean. Long gone from Bowling Green.
Love hearing everybody sing.
Well, I never will forget till the day I die. Fell in love with a woman held high. Well, it's heads she wins and tails I lose. She got the ace and I drew the deuce. And she's long gone from old Kentucky. Long gone, ain't she lucky? And she's long gone, that's what I mean. Long gone from Bowling Green. Kentucky. Long gone, ain't she lucky? And she's long gone, that's what I mean. Long gone from Bowling Green. Long gone from Bowling Green. Thank you. Oh, let's hold off for a while on that.
Okay.
This is another song by a great Canadian songwriter named Stan Rogers. Stan lived over in the maritime provinces of Canada, and he wrote a lot about the ocean, and his people were all seafaring folks. So he wrote this one about a bunch of salvagers.
I think this is
It's called the...
Is this
This is the Athens Queen. We were drinking down to Reedy's house when first we heard the blow. It seemed to come from Ripper Rock, so boldly forth we go. And sure enough, a rusty tub could just be barely seen. As her stern was high up in the air, we made out Athens Queen. Oh, the lovely Athens Queen. Now, boys, I must remind you there's a bottle left inside. So let us go and have a few and wait until low tide. And if the sea's not claimed her when the glasses are licked clean, we will then put forth some dories and see what may be seen on the lovely Athens Queen. Some songs and old tall stories then came out to pass the time, nor would a single bottle keep us all until low tide. And so it was before we left the house we were at sea. I can scarce remember how we made it on the Athens Queen. Oh, the lovely Athens Queen. Now the waves inside me belly were as high as those outside, and though I'm never seasick, I lost dinner overside. It's good there was no crew to save, or we'd have scared 'em green. I could scarce remember how we got up on the Athens Queen. Oh, the lovely Athens Queen. Now Reedy goes straight down below and comes up with a cow. Hello, I said, now what would you be wantin' with that now? You'll never get a cow home in a dory on such sea. Well, me lad, he said, I've always fancied fresh cream in me tea. Oh, the lovely Athens Queen. I headed for the galley then, for I was rather dry, and glad I was to get there quick, for what should I espy? Oh, what a shame it would have been to lose it all at sea. 40 cases of the best Napoleon brandy ever seen on the lovely Athens Queen. I loaded 20 cases then and headed for the shore, unloaded them as quick as that and headed back for more. Smith was pulling for the shore, and he could scarce be seen underneath 200 chickens and a leather couch of green on the lovely Athens Queen. So here's to all good salvagers, likewise to Ripper Rock, and to Napoleon brandy, of which now we have much stock. We eat a lot of chicken and sit on a couch of green, and we wait for Ripper Rock to proclaim another Athens Queen. Oh, the lovely Athens Queen. Thank you.
Dave, I know you've done a lot of interesting things in your life, but you should have taken a turn at sailing, because you would have been a wonderful sailor.
I'd love
You
to.
would
I
have.
still may.
You would have.
Not too late.
Yeah, you would have been the guy up there, and the guy who's not scared of heights. Yeah. I actually, when I lived on the coast in North Carolina, let's see, my oldest son was 10, then my younger son was 8, and this fellow we knew that did a lot of reenactment sort of things. He was a maritime historian. I knew him from the music. We did contra dances and stuff together, and he started telling me about the boat that was down from South Street Seaport Museum in New York City. They were wintering over in Wilmington, North Carolina, and he said the captain wants guitar lessons, and maybe he would do some exchange, teach your son how to sail in exchange for some guitar lessons. And boy, that started a whole adventure that was just wonderful. It was a 108-year-old schooner, and we got to spend the winter. we would go and sail, and on Sundays we bring the crew home, because it was originally an iron-hulled boat, and then it was they had changed a lot of it out to steel, but it was really cold, in the wintertime in the river there, in the Cape Fear River. So we'd bring the crew home to take hot showers and thaw out a little bit, and had a great time that winter playing music and singing, just learning all those old sailor songs and getting to sail. So I actually, when they left there and went back to New York City, I got to sail with them part way and learn how to navigate the waterway, and then I got to my first time ever seeing the Statue of Liberty was from the deck of that boat, when they had the big Columbus Regatta, the tall ships from all over the world. So you just never know where life's going to take you. But that's one adventure I was very thankful for. But when it was time for them to go, when spring was coming, I wrote this from them. Sailed in from the north to this Carolina port, pioneers in search of kinder weather. Not much warmth to be found in this hibernating town, and your dreams are coming untethered. It's hard to prove the virtue of this place when the natives are barely hanging on. Don't be fooled by its silent face. There's a whole new season coming on. Won't stay for the spring. So many things to show you, so many songs to sing. There'll be a new feel for everything if you just stay for the spring. Ship and its singing fools have been to me redeeming jewels, a distraction in this cold and lonely season. So much you've shown to me, and you've been like family. Our time together has been purely pleasing. Now you're chomping at the bit to get home again. Been forever since you left there last fall. Haven't seen the dogwood lace or magnolia bloom, and you've not yet felt the magic of a whippoorwill call. Won't you stay for the spring? So many things to show you, so many songs to sing. There'll be a new feel for everything if you just stay for the spring. Won't you stay spring? So many things to show you, so many songs to sing. There'll be a new feel for everything if you just stay for the spring. Oh, please stay for spring. Wow. I just realized, I know most of you know that I've got to move to Pennsylvania for 6 years, which I just really can't wrap my brain around. I'll still be back here. But I just thought of it while I was playing that. I just realized I'm going to be only a few hours from the Schooner Pioneer. I can go to New York City, get on the boat, and go out in the water again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can get a job at some fancy club in Greenwich Village. Make a bunch of money.
Yeah. I think those. What you want to do?
Get that piano out here.
All right.
I decided to learn this song over this winter. It was pretty easy. I've heard it a million times. And so it was easy to learn the words. Just took a few minutes, really. And it's I was reading about this song. It's written about not only a true story, but several true stories.
Yeah, I bet.
Probably thousands of them, actually. Let's see. Yeah, there we are. I'd tell you the title, but you'll hear it. Frankie and Johnny were lovers. Oh, Lordy, how they could love. They swore to be true to each other, just like the stars above. He was her man, but he was doing her wrong. Frankie and Johnny out walking, Johnny in a brand new suit. Frankie paid $100 just to make her man look cute. He was her man, but he was doing her wrong. Oh, Frankie, I gotta leave you. I won't be gone very long. Don't wait up for me, honey, don't you worry while I'm gone. He was her man, but he was doing her wrong. Frankie went down to the corner to buy her a bucket of beer. Said to the fat bartender, has my Johnny man been here? He was her man, but he was doing her wrong. I ain't gonna tell you no story, ain't gonna tell you no lie. Johnny came by about an hour ago with a gal named Nellie Bly. He is your man, but he's doing you wrong. Frankie took a cab at the corner, said, driver, step on this cab. She was a desperate woman being two-timed by her man. He was her man, but he was doing her wrong. Take it. Frankie got out of South Clark Street, looked in the window so high, saw her Johnny loving on that high-toned Nellie Bly. He was her man, but he was doing her wrong. Johnny saw Frankie coming out the back door, he did scoot. Frankie pulled out that 44 and that gun went Rudy toot toot. He was her man, but he was doing her wrong. Rubber-tired buggy, drive out your rubber-tired hat. 12 men going to the graveyard, but 11 coming back. He was her man, but he was doing her wrong. Well, the sheriff arrested poor Frankie, put her in the jail next day, locked her down in the dungeon cell, and he throwed the key away. Johnny was her man, but he was doing her wrong. How we doing, Chris? I can't read that clock there.
Yeah, I can't either.
You want to do one more and take a break?
Absolutely.
All right.
Let's do one more.
And you kids, hey, you kids and you big people, just feel free to jump up and dance anytime.
That's right.
We like
jump,
waltzing
dance.
in the aisles or
And-
jigging in the
And we'll
halls,
take
so.
requests if we know them.
Yeah.
We know a bunch of them. So. Let's do Country Fair.
Okay. You mean Roseville Fair?
That's the one. We
I knew
didn't.
what you meant.
We actually got together and practiced a little bit yesterday, but we didn't do this one. So we'll see how this goes here. She puts hers on. I take mine off.
You don't play.
Yeah.
You just play out of C.
Yeah. It's a song by the guy, actually the same guy that wrote All God's Critters, the one we did early on. Bill Staines from Connecticut, a great songwriter. Actually, and he also wrote the first one we did too, which was didn't he? No, that's not.
Yeah,
No.
that's
Okay. All right, here we go.
Oh, the night was clear, and the stars were shining, and the moon came up, so quiet in the sky, and all the people gathered round. The band was tuning, I can hear 'em now, playing Coming Through the Ride.
You were dressed in blue, and you looked so lovely. a single flower of a small town girl, and you took my hand. We stepped out together with a single smile. You became my world, and we danced all night to the fiddle and the banjo. Drifting tunes seemed to fill the air. So long ago, I still remember when we fell in love at the Roseville Fair.
Well, they courted well,
and we courted dearly.
We rocked for hours
In the front porch chair,
and then a year went by
since the time I met you, and we
made
fell
you
in love
at the Roseville Fair.
and we danced all night to the fiddle and the banjo. Drifting tunes seem to fill the air. So long ago, I still remember when we fell in love
At the Roseville Fair.
So here's a song for all you lovers.
Here's a tune
that you can share. Make us all night to the fiddle and the banjo,
the way we did
the Roseville Fair. And we danced all night to the fiddle and the banjo. Drifting tunes seem to fill the air. So long ago, I still remember when we fell in love at the Roseville Fair. When we fell in love at the Roseville Fair. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, we're going to take a short break. Go back and get some of Shelly's cookies and some of that popcorn and dig deep in your pockets.
Did you bring any of your CDs?
I did.
Oh, I forgot mine, so. She's
got
got some, though.
Got my soul CD and the Blueberry Tune CD that's got Dean and Charlie and Albie and Gresham on there.
That's a good
one. But yeah, dig deep for these boys. That's a good question, or maybe Cash, because we can deposit
Weep no more today. Let us sing one song for the old Kentucky home, for my old Kentucky home's far away. The head must bow, and the back will always bend, wherever the minstrels may go. Just a few days more, and our troubled times will end in the fields where the sugar canes grow. A few days more for to tote the weary load, no matter, it will never be light. Just a few days more for to travel on the road, and then my Kentucky home good night. Weep no more, my lady. Weep no more today. Let us sing one song for the old Kentucky home, for my old Kentucky home is far away.
Thanks.
Your turn. Let's see.
Thank you.
Well. Okay, Dickie asked for a Cajun song, and this is about as close as I can do on short notice here. See if we remember it. And if you know it, sing. And if you don't sing, you have to get up and dance. So. Saturday night and the moon is out. I want to head on over to the twist and shout. Find a two-step partner, Cajun beat. Lifts me up, I'm gonna find my feet. Out on the middle of a big dance floor. When I hear that fiddle, gonna beg for more. Dance to the band from Louisiana night. Have you ever wandered down to New Orleans? Ever have to down a bayou stream? Well, I heard that music on the radio, and I swore someday I was gonna go down Highway 10 past Lafayette. There's a Baton Rouge, and I don't forget. Send you a card with my regrets, 'cause I'm never gonna come back home. Come on now. Saturday night and the moon is out. I wanna head on over to the twist and shout. Find a two-step partner, Cajun beat. Lifts me up, I'm gonna find my feet. Out in the middle of a big dance floor. When I hear that fiddle, gonna beg for more. Gonna dance to the band from Louisiana night. Of course, at those dance halls, they have real pianos that you can sink your teeth into. They got alligator stew and a crawfish pie. Gulf storm blowing into town tonight. Living on the Delta is quite a show. They got hurricane parties every time it blows. But here up north it's a cold, cold rain, and there ain't no cure for my blues today. Except when the paper says Beausoleil coming into town, baby, let's go down. Now Saturday night and the moon is out. I wanna head on over to the twist and shout. Find a two-step partner, Cajun beat. I'm gonna find my feet. Out in the middle of a big dance floor. When I hear that fiddle, gonna beg for more. Gonna dance to the band from Louisiana night. Bring your mama, bring your papa, bring your sister too. They got lots of music, lots of room. When they play you a waltz from 1910, you're gonna feel a little bit young again. Learn to dance with the rock and roll. Learn to sway the do-say-do, but you learn to love when you hear a little Jolie Blonde. Saturday night and the moon is out. I wanna head on over to the twist and shout. Find a two-step partner. When it lifts me up, I'm gonna find my feet. Out in the middle to end on the 4. That's the rule. I don't know. That's just thank you. Gives you that anticipation for the night. Well, I got to go down to Louisiana one time. I've been there more than once, but I got to go into a real dance hall, and we sat down and ate supper and had crawfish and stuff, and precisely at 7 o'clock, a whole bunch of people just came walking in the door, and they went straight to the dance floor, and boy, could they ever dance! And some old Cajun boy grabbed me, and we were spinning around, and boy, oh boy, I realized why they didn't eat first when they do that. But it was fun. They sure can. They know how to cut the rug down there.
I was talking to Dr. Varela the other day about an interesting phenomenon that happened here in the Ozarks. Back in the early 70s, all these young people went back to the land, moved back to the Ozarks. I was one of them. I don't know what brought us all here at the same time. But a lot of them came to Stone County. Stone County, there was hardly anybody living here then, really. The population of Stone County was the lowest it's ever been back about 1969 or so. And a lot of people came here to try to make it in, be homesteaders, hippie homesteaders, you'd call them. Buy a piece of woods and try to turn it into a farm. That's what I did. 45 years later, I'm still working on it.
You and Maria are the last one standing, probably.
The last ones, yeah. Everybody else got smart and moved away. No, what happened was these people came here and there was no work. There was no pellet factory or anything. There wasn't any jobs here. So to make a living, a lot of them started to make crafts, take stuff they found in the woods and make stuff out of it, or clay out of the ground, or whatever. And now we have a wonderful bunch of craftspeople here in Stone County. We're all about my age now, and musicians and such that had to make a living doing something and kind of made up their own way of making a living. The reason I bring this up, this song was written by a guy named Tom Kimmons, who bought a little homestead bought actually 40 acres of woods down near Shirley, and moved onto it and built a cabin and lived there and had a really idyllic life. And he wrote this song about it. It's called Call on Me. I have seen the morning when the sun burst full of color that spread radiating life inside the valley where I live. I have climbed the mountaintop and soared beside the red-tailed hawk and gathered all the secrets that the forest cared to give. Call on me if you think that you are free. Come to my home and rest your weary head. Call on me if you think that you are free enough to live the way you said. I have seen the autumn with the sunburst full of color. I have walked the woodlands in the blazing leaves of autumn. I've smelled the dazzling fragrance as the Ozark breezes blow. I have swum through pools of gleaming water lined with mossy ferns to kiss my naked lover's warmth and feel her body flow. Call on me when you think that you are free. Come to my home and rest your weary head. Call on me when you think that you are free enough to live the way you said. I have heard the evening when the night sprang live with music. I've harmonized the whippoorwill and I've howled the gray wolf's verse. I have knelt my head down to a pure and bubbling mountain spring and sucked the perfect waters from the bosom of the earth. Call on me when you think that you are free.
Come to my home and rest your weary head. Call on me when you think that you are free enough to live the way you said. Free enough to live the way you said.
That was Tom Kimmons.
Tom Kimmons.
Tom Kimmons, man,
Yep.
that's amazing. Well, I think you need to play some fiddle and get those kids up dancing.
All right. All right. Amelia, do you dance? All right, come on. We're going to dance a little bit. Come on. A little jig dancing here. All right, you can, right. Yeah, dance is good. Right here, you bet. Absolutely. What about your brother? Ashton, do you dance?
Not very,
Is he awake? What? Not what?
not very much.
Not very much. Okay. Soldier's Joy.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, good job. Good job, honey. You did good.
Good job, kid.
Whoa. Oh, my gosh, I dropped my bow. Sorry. Wait, what?
She went to give you a hug and she
I
got
threw
up.
my bow at her. I'm so sorry. Here, come on, come back here. Give me a hug. Come on. There you go, girl. You did good. Good dancing. Man.
Right. Good job. Good job. Oh, you're going to come over two hugs. We like this. Oh.
Gee,
Wow.
where's she been at all our other shows?
We used to have little kids around like that, but they all grew up.
All right, it's your turn.
It is, huh?
Unless you have some, just whatever.
I should sing this here. This is a slightly different vein here. This is one I wrote back when I lived on the beach, and I played in a beach bar one night, and just thinking about some of the people that were around there, and I had a 70-mile drive home in the middle of the night, and so I packed up the van with all the piano and amps and everything, started driving down the road, and started thinking of this song. So I'd pull over and write down, like receipts and napkins and things. I'd drive a little more, pull over, write down another verse, and I got home and collapsed and got up the next morning and went and gathered all the little pieces of paper out and did a song. Come close, my love, look deep in my eyes. I'll ask you no questions, don't you tell me no lies. Love you forever, but honey, don't you see? Somebody's got to go, it's the monkey or me. I love you so many, I need you so badly, I don't wanna leave. But your slow suicide is making me grieve. Your soul is the most precious thing that I've ever seen. The monkey's stealing it away, and he's taking all your dreams. He can make you laugh, he can make you sing, make you dance just like a puppet when he's pulling on your strings. And when you find yourself face down on the floor, there he is on your back and he's screaming for more. While he's got you jumping through hoops, you can't really be with me. You just can't handle both of us, it's the monkey or me. I believe in you, baby, and the light that makes you shine. To cloud it over is some kind of crime. The time is at hand, my sweet honey pie. I love you too much to stand here and watch your spirit die. You work like a dog, but that monkey has conspired to spin your wheels year after year. I can see you're getting tired. Shouldn't be such a struggle. You deserve so much more. The good life awaits you, so what are you waiting for? You got to find your faith and gain your liberty. One or the other, the monkey or me. One is too lonely and two's company, but three is one too many. It's the monkey or me. Running out of keys down there. The short piano. The monkey song.
Wow, all these songs I never heard before.
Got a million of them.
Well, since she was doing that one, she was talking about doing that on the road, writing that song going down the road. It made me think about this song. A friend of mine named Wayne Hayes wrote this song. It's the only song he ever wrote that I know of. It just came
One
to him.
hit wonder Wayne, huh?
Yep, one hit wonder. That's right. Wayne was a brakeman on the Southern Pacific Railroad out of Bonham, Texas, and he wrote this song, riding in a caboose across central Texas one night.
On a freight train late at night, all the clouds in the sky look like fortresses above, look like castles up on high. And I think of my home in North Carolina far away, where my mama waits for me every night and day, Lord, night and day. In a Waco poker game, all the gamblers gathered round. I saw one draw his gun before I thought I shot him down. Well, I guess I should have known that a gambler just can't win. And they gave me 15 years in the Huntsville pen, Huntsville pen. They released me yesterday into the cold and the rain. A prison-made suit and $20 to my name. Well, I'm going home to Asheville, to my North Carolina home. When I see my mama's side, I never more will roam. Well, the train begins to slow, pulling into Longview town. A hawkshaw and a brakeman are looking it up and down. Although I've done my time, I have to break and run when I see the brakeman's light shining on the hawkshaw's gun. I hear the guns report, feel a bullet in my back. I fall bleeding and dying alongside the railroad track. I hear the brakeman say, Jim, you shot the wrong one. He said if he wasn't guilty, well then why'd he break and run? In a little home in Asheville sits a mother all alone, a letter in her hand saying her son won't be back home. She must live by herself all the rest of her days, all because of her son's reckless ways, Lord, reckless ways.
Thank you.
Wayne did good for one song.
See, Judy, you wanted to hear some cheery songs? Yeah, I fall bleeding and dying alongside the railroad track. How much better does it get than that?
How about Mississippi?
Really?
Yes, we need a waltz, don't you think? Don't you think it's time to get up and waltz? Yeah. I don't know how you sit. I can't sit very long. I don't know. So yeah, just jump up and waltz and.
Yeah.
Somebody teach those kids how to waltz. Huh? Well, and just keep those requests coming.
You go ahead.
Oh, no,
Slow it
kids.
down. A minor.
Oh, we need waltzers. The sad thing about Dave playing waltz is that you don't get to see he and Maria waltz, and it's always a wonder to behold to watch those two.
I tried playing the fiddle and waltzing at the same time, but I kept poking her in the ear with the bow, so she won't do that anymore with me.
Dave, sometime do one of your English songs that's got nonsense words in it. Those are fun.
Okay, all right.
Fun English songs.
All right.
Go for it.
All right.
Go for it.
This is actually not English, but it's in English.
That's good.
Yeah, since that's the only language I know. This is actually, Jimmy Driftwood claimed to have written this song. Like a lot of songs, Jimmy took an old song and kind of modified it a little bit. And it actually started out as a song that came from the 1700s, 1740-something, from Connecticut. A guy got bit by a snake up there, and they wrote a song called The Deadly Sarpent. And that has moved around over the years, and it became, it's called something mountain. I can't remember what mountain that was. And then Jimmy kind of did what he does with songs, changed it a little bit, and calls it Rattlesnake Mountain.
I tried to learn it so I could sing it with you, but it just was too much.
On Rattlesnake Meewa Mountain I did dee-wah dwell, and I heard a little stee-wah story I'm a-gonna tee-wah tell. Come a roo-da-roo-da-roo. A nice young Meewa man in the month of Meewa May went out in his fee-wah field to his field to ree-wah hay, moo-da-roo-da-roo. He had not Meewa mowed around the fee-wah field when a rattle-copper see-wah snake bit him on the hee-wah heel. Come a roo-da-roo-da-roo. He jumped up hee-wah high and he looked a ree-wah round, then he closed his ee-wah eyes and he fell to the gee-wah ground. Come a roo-da-roo-da-roo. cried, little B.Y. bird, go fetch my G.Y. gal. I'm rattlesnake B.Y. bit, and I need my C.Y. sail. Come-a-roo-da-roo-da-roo. The bird did flee-why fly, and he spread the me-why news, and here comes C.Y. sail without any she-why shoes. Come-a-roo-da-roo-da-roo. Oh, Johnny D.Y. dear, why did you G.Y. go out in the he-why hay for the field for the me-why mo? Come-a-roo-da-roo-da-roo. Oh, Sally D.Y. dear, you know when the hay is re-why ripe, it's gotta be me-why mode. So I went out to the D.Y. blah, 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 blah. She grabbed his he-why. Oh, she said, oh, Johnny, I will save your me-why life if I... Oh, she said, oh, Johnny, I will save your me-why life if you will be-why, be my be-why, be-why wife. Come-a-roo-da-roo-da-roo. Something like that. She grabbed his D-why leg and made him squee-why squeal as she sucked the poison blood out of his he-why heel. Come-a-roo-da-roo-da-roo. Somewhere.
There's some rock and roll there.
Now all young me-why men, this story T-why take, don't ever get B-why bit by a rattle copper C-why snake. Come-a-roo-da-roo-da-roo. When a rattlesnake B-why bites, it hurts like a knee-why knife, but when a woman B-why bites, you're bit for the rest of your life. Come-a-roo-da-roo-da-roo.
I guess that was all right, considering I haven't done that song in 8 months or so.
I was going to say, do the Goodnight Loving Trail.
Okay.
I mean,
All right.
bring it down some more, but
Yeah. All right. I don't know if I remember all the words. I'm going to get through them all, but we'll try. This is a song by Utah Phillips, Bruce Phillips from the state of Utah. Great songwriter and folk singer. Long gone now.
what key was this in?
Oh, you can see. Good old waltz tune. Waltz time. It's about the cook on the wagon on the trail drives. There was always a wagon, that went along on the trail drives, running cattle up through the Llano Escudado up into Kansas to sell them at the railroad heads. Usually it was an old cowboy who was too worn out to ride anymore, and he'd ride the wagon and he'd cook for the cowboys. And they called him the old woman. And that's what this is about.
Too old to wrangle and ride on the swing. You beat the triangle and you curse everything. If dirt was a kingdom, then you'd be a king on the Goodnight Trail, on the loving trail. The old woman's lonesome tonight, and the French harp sounds like an old bawling cat. It's a wonder the wind don't tear off your skin. Get in there and blow out the light. With your snake oil and herbs and your liniment too, you can do anything that a doctor can do, except find a cure for your own lousy stew on the Goodnight Trail, on the loving trail. The old woman's lonesome tonight, and the French harp sounds like a low bawling cat. It's a wonder the wind don't tear off your skin. Get in there and blow out the light. The campfire's gone out and the coffee's all gone. Still the boys are all up and they're raising the dawn. You're still sitting there lost in a song on the Goodnight Trail, on the loving trail. The old woman's lonesome tonight, and the French harp sounds like a low bawling calf. It's a wonder the wind don't tear off your skin. Get Get in there and blow out the light. You know that someday you'll still be the same, wearing an apron instead of a name. There's no use complaining, there's no one to blame. 'Cause the desert's a booklet with lizards and stage. Let me try that again. 'Cause the desert's a book writ with lizards and sage. It's easy to look like a worn out old page, faded and cracked with the colors of age, on the goodnight trail, on the loving trail. The old woman's lonesome tonight, and the French harp sounds like a low bowling cat. It's a wonder the wind don't tear off your skin. Get in there and blow out the light.
Thank you. And of course, Charles Goodnight and Robert Loving were a couple of guys who first got that trail going, what's now called the Goodnight Loving Trail, up through Texas and up into Colorado. And they are the guys that Larry McMurtry based his story on of Lonesome Dove. And Robert Goodnight actually died and had his partner bring his body back to Texas to bury him. Packed in salt, just like in the movie.
Wow.
Yep.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
Well, this is the first song I ever wrote in Arkansas. At a time like this, I'm going to sing this for my husband who's 1,200 miles away. Let's see if I can remember it. It's been quite a while there. But he should know better than leave me on the farm by myself. Today I actually put new tar paper on the outhouse. I thought that was,
Wow, remodeling job.
I did. I do all the remodeling when he's gone. But there was a tree the other day. My other accomplishment, I was so proud of myself because we had a tree that had several trunks, and one was growing up into the back of the metal shop and deforming it and causing it to leak and everything. And before he left, he was asking me, "What do you want me to do?" And he was going around with his chainsaw. I'm like, just please clean up things around here. And I pointed out that he's like, "Nah, it can't be done." Guess what I did this week? Climbed up in that tree. I got a little chainsaw with a bar that big, and a handsaw. And so my little battery one, and then when the battery would wear out, then as it was charging, I'd get out there with my other saw, and I got the top down, and I got the center chunk down, and got the last part down. So I'm proud of myself. I got those two things accomplished this week. Yeah, I know. I was thinking about you, and in fact, that there was the time when we all went out to Tina's after the ice storm. Remember the big ice storm, and Dave scared the bejesus out of me because he was up on that ladder, like up on a wiggling branch. Remember that, Maria? I'm like, oh my gosh, how does Maria do that? It's watching this sort of. Yeah, and Dave's up there with his chainsaw. So that wasn't that adventurous, but I did think about you. Okay. You're traveling east, I'm traveling west. It's working on the road, it's getting old. Surely it's time to take a rest. I'll meet you, baby, back at the nest. In our little home in the hills, the place we love the best. If absence makes the heart grow fonder and hard times make us strong, and this love is gonna be supercharged when we're back where we belong. Back where we belong. listening to the whippoorwill singing his evening song, rolling in your loving arms from dusk till dawn. All will be right with the world when we're back where we belong. I need some Andrews sisters to sing back up here. Living in the city, it's all right for a while, but I can't wait to get you back to our own little down-home domicile. I dream of your honey kisses, mile after mile. I'll be in heaven again the second I see you smile. If absence makes the heart go fonder and hard times make us strong, and this love is gonna be supercharged when we're back where we belong. Back where we belong. Listening to the whippoorwill singing his evening song, rolling in your loving arms from dusk till dawn. All will be right with the world when we're back where we belong. Say out of sight is out of mind, but don't believe it for a minute. You're the spark in my life, I need to have you in it. I feel like Linus on this little piano. I need my blankie. Back where we belong. Listen to the whippoorwill singing his sultry evening song, rolling in your loving arms from dusk till dawn. All will be right with the world when we're back where we belong.
Yeah, let me do another one first,
Okay.
though. Key of C.
Key of
Stay
C.
there. Stay right
Stay
there.
there. Okay.
Three chords. One, 4, 5.
All right.
In these days of indigestion, it's oftentimes a question of what to eat or what to leave alone. Every microbe and bacillus is trying hard to kill us, and in times they all will claim us for their own. There are germs of every kind in every food that you can find in the market or upon the bill of fare. Drinking water's just as risky as the so-called deadly whiskey, and at times it's a mistake to breathe the air. 'Cause some little bug is gonna find you someday. Some little bug is going to creep inside you someday. Then he'll call for his bug friends, and your troubled times will end. Some little bug is going to find you someday. Now that tasty green cucumber has most everybody's number, while the sweet corn has a system of its own. And that radish looks nutritious, but its behavior is quite vicious, and a doctor will be coming to your home. Eating lobster cooked or plain is only flirting with ptomaine, while the oyster really has a lot to say. And the clams they put in chowder make the angels sing the louder, for they know they will be with you right away. 'Cause some little bug is gonna find you someday. Some little bug is going to creep inside you someday. Eat that spicy bowl of chili, on your breast you'll hold a lily. Some little bug is going to find you someday. When cold storage vaults I visit, I must always ask, what is it makes poor mortals fill their systems with such stuff? For breakfast, prunes are handy if a stomach pump is handy, and a doctor can be summoned soon enough. Eating lobster cooked or plain is only flirting with ptomaine. I've already done that part. Let's see. Okay, hang on. Oh yeah, eat that plate of fine pig knuckles, and the headstone cutter chuckles while the gravedigger makes a mark upon his cuff. And eat that tasty spiced bologna, and you'll wear a wood kimono while your relatives are scrapping for your stuff. 'Cause some little bug is gonna find you someday. Some little bug is going to creep inside you someday. Eat that tasty sliced pineapple, and the sexton dusts the chapel. Some little bug is going to find you someday. One more. Now all the crazy foods they mix will float you across the river Styx, or leave you climbing up the Milky Way. And the meals they serve in courses mean a hearse and 2 black horses, so before a meal some people always pray. Grapes breed appendicitis, and the juice leads to gastritis, so there's only death to greet you either way. Fried liver's nice, but mind you, friends will follow close behind you, and the newspapers will have nice things to say. 'Cause some little bug is gonna find you someday. Some little bug is going to creep inside you someday. Then he'll call for his bug friends, and your troubled times will end. Some little bug is going to find you someday. Yes, some little bug is going to find you someday.
Thank you.
Do whatever you want, I guess.
Oh, I don't know. What you got? What did you just say a minute ago?
Tennessee stuff.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Just because it's so much fun to sing.
Yep, another Jimmy Driftwood song. You know, I was reading about Jimmy Driftwood. He recorded, I think it was the Battle of New Orleans. And who heard about it? Some big name musician heard about it at the. Oh, he heard Jimmy do it at the Louisiana Hayride. So he told his agent about it because they wanted to get that song and record it for like millions of copy release, and they tried to call Jimmy, and it took weeks to get through to him because he didn't have a phone at Timbo. So this is like in 1964. All right. What are we doing?
Tennessee stuff.
Oh yeah. Key of D, right? Yep. Well, along about 1825, I left Tennessee very much alive. And I never would have gotten through the Arkansas mud if I hadn't been riding on a Tennessee stud. Well, I had some trouble with my sweetheart's paw. One of her brothers was a bad outlaw. I sent her a letter by my Uncle Fudd, and then I rode away on the Tennessee stud. Well, the Tennessee stud was long and lean, the color of the sun, and his eyes were green. He had the nerve and he had the blood, and there never was a horse like the Tennessee stud. Well, I rode on down into no man's land, across that river called the Rio Grande. I raced my horse with a Spaniard's foal till I won me a skin full of silver and gold. Now me and the gambler couldn't agree. We got in a fight over Tennessee. Jerked our guns and it fell with a thud, and I rode away on the Tennessee stud. Well, the Tennessee stud was long and lean, the color of the sun, and his eyes were green. He had the nerve and he had the blood, and there never was a horse like the Tennessee stud. Well, I got about as lonesome as a man can be, dreaming of a girl back in Tennessee.
Tennessee stud's green eyes turned blue, 'cause he was a-dreaming of a sweetheart too. Well, we eloped right back across Arkansas. I whooped her brother and I whooped her pa. When I found that girl with the golden hair, she was a-riding on a Tennessee mare. Well, the Tennessee stud was long and lean, the color of the sun, and his eyes were green. He had the nerve and he had the blood, and there never was a horse like the Tennessee stud. Well, stirrup to syrup and side by side, we crossed them mountains and the valleys wide. Came to Big Muddy and we forded the flood on the Tennessee mare and the Tennessee stud. Now there's a little baby laying on the cabin floor and a little horse colt playing round the door. I love that girl with the golden hair, and the Tennessee stud loves the Tennessee mare. Well, the Tennessee stud was long and lean, the color of the sun, and his eyes were green. He had the nerve and he had the blood, and there never was a horse like the Tennessee stud.
Well, this sure has been fun. Thank y'all so much for coming out.
Gosh, are we done?
I think so. I don't
How we
know.
doing?
It's just, I can't really see.
Could y'all throw in one more?
Yeah, we will.
Yeah,
Let's do our Acapulco.
yeah, that's. I kind of figured you wanted to do that
Sure.
too.
We're gonna need it after.
Finish with. Let's see.
My life goes on in endless song, above earth's lamentation. I hear the real, though far off hymn that hails a new creation. Above the tumult and the strife, I hear the music ringing. It sounds an echo in my soul. How can I keep from singing? When tempest
Roll around me, roll. I hear the
well,
truth.
yeah, okay. When tempest storms around me roll, I hear the truth it liveth.
When though the darkness
round me close, songs in the night it giveth. No storm can shake my inmost calm, while to that rock I'm clinging. Since love is Lord of heaven and earth, how can I keep from singing? When tyrants tremble sick with fear, and hear their death knell ringing, when friends rejoice both far and near, how can I keep from singing? In prison cell and dungeon vile, our thoughts to them are winging. When friends by shame are, can I keep from singing?
Hey, thank you so much for coming out tonight and for your generous donations
Yes,
to those
thank you
two boys.
so much.
And thanks to Chris for running this fine venue.
And Elena!
And Elena back there somewhere.
Yeah. Elena is the banjo teacher this year in Music
Oh,
Roots, and
man.
I've been so
Yay.
happy to have her.
And she is also was the female performer of the year last year.
That's right, at the Ozark Folk Center.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We taught her everything we know.
Yeah. Anyway, thanks very much,
Yes,
folks.
thank
Stick around and
you.
visit for a little while.